Hi, I'm Beth from Restyled Pieces Boutique. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be doing an overview of the Festool CT MIDI dust extraction system. And I'm really excited to get started on this and show you all the features of this system. And if you are interested, I'd love to have you join me, so stay tuned. All right, so we have the power cord in the back, and it looks like there's nothing to hang it onto right now. Let's see what happens later. This is the top section, and if you notice on Festool tools, everything that's green does something. So if it's green, it's something that you can move or use to fix your tool up. So I'm going to turn this twice. And this opens up the hose container compartment. And we have our hose. Let me get some scissors. It is an anti-static hose from what I have watched on videos and heard. And so hopefully it won't shock you, because I've been shocked several times by my sander when I'm trying to sand. Not hard, but just, annoying. So it has two ends, of course. This bigger end is the end that goes into the inside. And if you look inside there, it's just pressure. So you just push it in that hole down there. We're going to do that right now. Push that in there. Really simple. And then you can store that hose in there. I'm going to close this up. And again, we have this little dial. You turn it twice. One section is up and down. That's if you want to add boxes or what they call sustainers on top of your dust extraction unit. And then I'm going to turn it again. And then it's locked. Okay, so you can't open that hose caddy compartment again. And then we're going to put the, make sure that we can get the dust vacuum bag and put that in. Okay, so I moved the Festool up higher so you could see it better. Remember I said all of the green buttons do something. So this is a stop, so I don't want it rolling around since it's on top of my workbench. So I'm just going to push that, and then it makes that little stop there, and see how the rollers are rolling, and it won't go anywhere. So if you've got it, driving somewhere and you've got it in the back of your van or your truck or whatever, it can stay still. All right. So we're going to put the vacuum bag on, and it has two latches on each side. And that will take the top off. So I'm going to do that, lift that up, and then I'll show you what's in here. Okay, so I'm going to take that stop off for a minute so I can turn this around so you can see it. So we have, I know what this is. This is to put in the back of the unit, and you can wrap your cord around, owner's manual, and your bag. Okay, with these bags, they have the bags. This is a reusable bag, or not reusable bag, it's a throwaway bag. They do have reusable bags, but I've heard that it's probably better to just use the ones that you can throw away. It's a mess to empty out those other ones. Has a notch on this side, and it just has a rounded part on this side. So the notch lines up. Just do that flat, and the notch lines up with the notch over here on this side of your unit, and then you just push this in right there, and then your bag fits in there. You just put that in just lightly, and it'll come up with air. It'll pop out how it's supposed to with the air when the air starts coming in. So I'm going to put this down. Put my stop back up. I gotta get used to that thing. There we go. All right, and we're good to go. Put the top back on. Cool. And ready to rock and roll. Okay, one thing I want to say about this hose. There's no collar or anything you have to try to put on the hose when you put the bag in the bottom. Once your hose is in and connected, it goes right into that opening of the disposable bag and you're set to go. So pretty easy, I think. So, all right, so we're going to talk about these buttons on the front of your unit. This first button is just the power button. So it doesn't come on when you turn it on. Let me tell you about what makes the actual dust extractor come on. So the manual button, if you push that button, will turn your sander or your dust extractor on. So I turn it off by pushing the manual button again. Another way that you can turn it on is with this handy dandy outlet here. I love this. So you just plug your tool, your sander, whatever you're using into that. And then once you go to your project and you turn on your sander or your tool that you're using, the dust extractor will come on after you do that automatically. So that's going to be great. You don't have to come over here and push it off or push it on when you have your sander on and off. I'm going to love that part. So when you turn it off, it goes off. When you turn your sander on, the extractor goes on. So nice. Once you're hooked up to this outlet, that's how it works. So this little button is the Bluetooth. So if you have a wireless tool that you're using, Festool makes wireless tools, and you want to hook that up wirelessly, you use your Bluetooth. You would hold this down for 3 seconds, and it would connect to that power tool. When you're using that tool, again, your Festool wirelessly will turn on. Your dust extractor will turn on when you have that tool turned on. When you turn that tool off, the dust extractor will turn off. So really cool. I don't know if I'll be trying that anytime soon, but we'll see what happens. Over here we have the control for the suction. So you can control the suction for your Festool MIDI. So let's turn that on and I'll show you what that does. Okay, so the plus button obviously increases your suction on the vacuum, and the minus tool minimizes the suction. So on some of your tools, you're not going to want the maximum suction because your sander is going to get stuck or drag on your piece that you're trying to sand. So you want to experiment with where you want that. Maybe just start in the middle somewhere. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so there's all those buttons there. So I've got the outlet or the power on. I don't have it on manually. So we're going to take a look at these buttons on the side. Okay, so we're going to go through some of the features on the side of the unit. The MIDI comes with a HEPA filter. Easy in, easy to replace. Just replace that unit. Just goes in just like that. On the side of the unit, there is directions on how to clean this HEPA filter. You never want to get water in it. You can just go through this little cleaning steps. It's like a self-cleaning HEPA filter, if you will, and it cleans your filter while it's in the machine. So we're going to go over those steps, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you. So I'm going to turn the power on, and then I'm going to turn the unit on with the manual button, suction all the way up, put my hand over this, and then press this gently 3 times. Okay, so that's it. Pretty simple. Just kind of keeps your HEPA filter clean and working properly. This door over here is another entry point into your MIDI. So I'm going to open this up, take my hose out of there, and if I put my hose into this space, then your tube becomes a blower. So you can, blow off dust off a piece of furniture or whatever you're working on, blow dust out of your area. Really handy feature. So it just reverses the flow of air. Okay, so when I bought my Festool MIDI, I also purchased a sander. This is the Rotex RO125 sander, and it comes in this nice compartment called a sustainer. And this sustainer attaches to the top of your Festool MIDI. So the easy storage, easy way to keep that all in one place. So it has these hooks, and you remember the green things do something. You pull those out, the tabs, all the way around. I'm going to do the other two back here and get that attached. So your bottom one attaches with those 4 locks. So it's on there. Okay? It's not coming up. So that's on there. And then they have these little locks, these twirling locks that you can use to open your container. You move it all the way up, and then you can open your sustainer, and your sander or whatever is in there in that sustainer is accessible. So you move it once, and it's locked, but it's ready to connect to the next sustainer if you want to put something else in there, and I'll show you that in a minute. If you turn it all the way down, it's locked again. Okay, so these 2 positions are both locked positions. Okay, this one, I can't open it. That one, I can't open it. If I turn it all the way to where the bump's at the top, I open it, and I can get my tool out. So we're going to go twice. Make sure it's locked. Okay, so that then it's all on your unit. Okay, you can roll it around, and it's all together and in one place. So I didn't need to do this when I was at the Festool store, but I also bought another sustainer that came with a bunch of abrasives. Okay, so all the abrasive sets. So I'm going to open this one up, and I'll show you what's in there. Okay, 60, 80, 120, 180, 220, and then the squishy pad. And that works well on rounded surfaces. So I'm going to put that right on top of my other one, and I'll show you what we do. Okay, so I have my MIDI, my sander, and my set of abrasives, and I want to lock these 2 together. See, I can take that off right now, or it can come off. It's pretty loose, but I want to lock it together. So I'm going to use this sustainer clip. I'm going to turn it once, and remember I said when it's this way, it's locked. So this one's locked. I can't open this one because I've got it locked up here. Okay, so if I wanted to open my abrasives, I just turn it that way, and there I have my abrasives. I can get to them while I'm sanding and do my jobs. Close that up, lock it up. Okay, if I want to just open the bottom part where my sander is, then I want to use this tab, right? So I'm going to open that, and there's my sander. The abrasives stay on the top doesn't flip open, and my sander's easily accessible. So I'm going to lock that up. I still want them connected, but I want them locked because I don't want to be able to open anything. So pretty cool system. I really didn't need all this, but you go in Rockler, and what happens? This happens. Okay, so that's pretty nifty. I like that. So that is pretty much it. The Festool MIDI, and we're going to get to some sanding, and I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so I'm getting my sander out, and I'm going to hook into the back of the unit. Let me make sure I put that in right. There's a little, you can see which way it goes in if you look in there, and then you just twist, and that locks the power cord. And I'm also putting my hose in. So, here. Yeah, good question. You gotta be smarter than the little hosey thing. There we go. Okay. Okay, so it's ready to go. Ready to go, ready to sand. Okay, I'm going to plug my sander into here, into the unit. Okay, so I'm going to start sanding, and then hopefully this baby turns on. So you saw me adjusting the suction as I was going along. I put a 180 on here. I didn't want it to be too aggressive. And you know what? There's not a lot of sand dust on here, and I'm excited. Now, normally I would wear my dust mask. I always wear my dust mask, even though, and my safety goggles, even though this, makes way less dust than a normal sanding system would, or just a sander if you don't have it on a vacuum. I still wear my safety goggles and my dust mask. Safety first. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and some of the overview of the MIDI CT dust extraction unit from Festool. And I hope you'll join me again for my next video. If you would, please subscribe down there below and push that notification bell. I'd love to have you be a permanent part of my channel, and I thank you for being here. See you next time.